$500.
But then they kept
adding to it. And how did that fine become $500 and turn into what? 27,000?
Right. So it's not 27,000. It's about 20,000. It's a little under 20,000.
Which is equally crazy.
This is the plaintiff, Jordan Rosenfeld. He says he hired the defendant, an attorney, to help him resolve an issue with his co-op board. And the guy got tired of dealing with him and walked off the job. That's right, he plumb quit right in the middle of the case. The lousy lawyer now refuses to return the money he paid him. So he's here in the name of justice and is suing for the $5,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, John DeMaio. He says the plaintiff was being fined $27,000 for some illegal construction he performed in his apartment, and he was hired to help him out. He negotiated a settlement for $5,000, but the stubborn plaintiff refused to accept the deal. There was nothing more he could do to resolve the case. The two sides were at a standstill, and the difficult and angry plaintiff is owed nothing because he did what he was hired to do. He's accused of not seeing it all the way through.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been affirmed, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Jordan Rosenfeld, you are suing John DeMaio for $5,000, the $2,000 retainer you paid him, plus another $3,000 for breaching the contract. Tell me what happened.
I'm a shareholder in a co-op, and I had been fined, and then there were legal fees on top of that for unauthorized construction, what they characterize as unauthorized construction.
You characterize it as?
Decoration.
Decoration, okay.
Tiling of my bathroom.
I'm not sure, but in any event, what was the fine originally?
Originally $500.
$500.
But then they kept
adding to it. And how did that fine become $500 and turn into what? 27,000?
Right. So it's not 27,000. It's about 20,000. It's a little under 20,000.
Which is equally crazy. And how did it become 20,000?
Because after it had been going on for a while, and I've been getting late fees to the tune of $50 a month, and no one on the board would agree to speak with me or to negotiate this.
Well, no one on the board would agree with you. That's the problem, right? Because what do you mean by no one would agree to speak with you? You just didn't want to pay the $500, and so you didn't pay it.
Right. I wanted to at least argue that, again, the condition of the bathroom was bad because there had been a leak from upstairs, and that I should, that retiling my bathroom was certainly within my rights as a shareholder. It didn't affect any other shareholders.
I don't think they're saying you couldn't retile by that. I think they're saying what?
They characterized it as unauthorized construction when it was basically
because you're supposed to get permission first, and there's a fine according to the agreements that you have with them as a shareholder. But in any event, I am not presiding over that case. I am presiding over this one, which is that once it becomes $20,000, you hire a lawyer?
Yes. I mean, I didn't see any other...
And that happened when, 2007?
The actual tiling was in 2007, yes.
Okay, so you hire a lawyer what year?
In 2013.
All right. And the lawyer you hire is this gentleman? Or did you have any other lawyers before him?
I did have lawyers before
him. How many lawyers did you have before him?
I believe 2.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so he's the third lawyer you hire.
Correct.
All right. And you hire him. How do you hear about him?
A friend of mine actually had told me that that Mr. DeMaio's current wife had worked for him in the past. And so that was how I heard about him. And then the two of us met, and he agreed that it was outrageous, and he agreed that something had to be done to sort of stop this from continuing to escalate, because they would just put late charges and legal charges on my bill.
And now it's $1 bajillion.
Right.
Okay. All right. So the other 2 lawyers that you had, were they working on an hourly basis or on a flat fee?
They worked on an hourly basis.
So you meet Mr. DeMaio, and he agrees to work on a flat fee basis.
Correct.
All right. And do you sign a retainer? Does he sign a retainer? May I see the retainer?
I don't have it with me, Your Honor.
You don't have it with you?
I mean, it's in the file buried. It wasn't part of my evidence. It's been subsumed by a Supreme Court decision that relieved me as counsel.
I'm sorry. Relieving you as counsel is one issue, and what you contracted with him, which is why he's suing you, is another issue. Well, I mean, he can't make you his slave. There's no indentured servitude. If you if you have grounds to be relieved as counsel, a court will relieve you as counsel. I've done it a million times. Sure. But that is a different issue from whether or not you or he breached a contract that the two of you have.
No, I believe
Are you suggesting to me that it's irrelevant what your retainer is?
No, I'm saying that the judge, the only relationship we had was the retainer, and when I was relieved, that by force canceled the contract and put us
That's absolutely untrue, Counselor.
in
That's
a situation of quantum merit.
You have no. You have a contract with him, and you're telling me that it's completely irrelevant. The contract is completely irrelevant, so that's why you're not going to show it to me.
No, it's not that I won't show it to you, Judge. It's that it doesn't matter because the judge has already determined, and that's res judicata and collateral estoppel, has already determined that our relationship is over, and whatever rights he has left are implied contract and quantum merit.
I want you to show me a case that says that you can represent a guy for a couple weeks, you can get a judge to let you off, and you can keep the entire retainer regardless of whether... Let me see what that... I have a feeling that retainer is going to say to conclusion, doesn't it?
It does say to conclusion, Your Honor.
All right, show me the case. I'm always happy to be educated. Show me the case.
I don't have a case with me, Judge.
Oh, you don't have a case with you. You're just going to tell me about what a case says that makes the simple fact of a judge letting you out of a case mean that you are contractually, you no longer have to represent the guy, that's for sure. But whether you get to keep a fee is separate from that. Because if you have a retainer that says you will have represent him for a flat fee of $2,000 plus expenses, against his co-op for pursuing all existing claims to conclusion, not including an appeal. And you didn't do that. How long did you represent him for?
I represented him for about 2 months, Judge.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So can the lawyer keep the money up front if he negotiated a reasonable settlement and the client said, forget it?
Well, I feel like the lawyer should be able to keep it simply because that was something that they negotiated. And then once the lawsuit was won, they decided...
Well, it wasn't really won because the case went south because the client rejected it. Can the lawyer keep the money?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem fair. Can the lawyer keep the money? Anybody think the lawyer should keep the money?
The lawyer should keep the money.
Because?
Because that's his upfront fee for doing all the work.
Fair point, fair point. Going inside the courtroom.
In the 2 months, what was it that occurred?
Okay, what happened was I met with the client several times. I reviewed about 50 pages of documents. I prepared and filed the summons and complaint. I reviewed extensive answers and counterclaims. I have documents here that show that the co-op claimed he owed $18,000 plus $12,500 in attorney's fees, plus under the proprietary lease, he would be responsible if the case went on. They also canceled his co-op shares. I achieved an extraordinary result.
Well, you didn't achieve any result. You got an extraordinary, and I agree, extraordinary offer.
Well,
right. Because they said, let's settle for, and well, it's important, because a result is a result and an offer is an offer.
Yes.
So they offered to wipe the whole thing out for $5,000.
Yes, Judge.
And you felt that he should take it.
Well, I gave him an overwhelming recommendation. I advised him that the motion practice was coming, that it would be overwhelming, that he was exposed.
That's why he wanted a flat fee with you.
That's why he
doesn't want to pay you by the hour because it's going to be overwhelming. That's why he switched from the last lawyer.
Yeah, but what happened, Judge, is he wouldn't accept my recommendation. He failed to communicate with me, all of which constitutes...
Wait, how did he fail to communicate with you? I saw tons of emails you submitted into evidence where you're just like him. You're the same person. He doesn't like what he hears, so he says it's failure to communicate. You don't like what you hear, so it's failure to communicate. It's not failure to communicate. It's no.
No, Judge.
It's just what you don't want to hear.
No, that's
like
not
my kids.
correct, Judge.
Okay? You say to him, you should take the offer. He says, I don't want to take that offer. We're going to trial. And you say, oh, trial would be really a hassle. That's what you agreed to do. Take it to conclusion.
I sent a series of emails indicating urgent contact me regarding the offer. And
he continuously said, I don't want to take the offer. Listen, I'm with you. I think he should have taken the offer. But that doesn't matter because you and I don't get to decide what he does.
The difference in the settlement offer was $1,300, and he was exposing himself to the loss of his co-op shares.
It's crazy. It was like, I'm willing to pay $3,902, but I'm not willing to pay $5 because you just got to get some off. You just got to, you hate this board and they're nasty and they put you through hell, so you can't take their offer. It's crazy. But see, I don't care. Just listen to me. I don't care if their offer was $2 and he wouldn't pay it. The thing is, that's who he is. That's who walked into your office.
Sure.
That's who spoke to you.
Yes, Judge.
You know how this stuff goes.
Sometimes they get angry.
Oh, they get angry.
But
they
Judge,
act like it's like a divorce.
Your Honor, every
I'd rather
contract-
do a divorce than a co-op
Judge,
condo.
every contract imposes an obligation of fair dealing and good faith, and he didn't do that with me. He didn't show good faith or fair dealing. He just showed obstinacy. I think that constitutes
Mr.
a
DeMaio,
breach
all
and
you
lets
did
me
was
out.
get an offer from them, convey it to him, and he said no.
No, I did much more than that.
Did
I
you
answered
do any
counter-
motions practice?
The motion practice was not done, but I did summons and complaints. I did answers. I did counterclaims. There was various negotiations. Letters went back and forth.
So
the
why didn't you
minimum
just
that I
finish
did was
with him?
15
Just because the
hours.
guy didn't want the offer? Why wouldn't you just finish the
Excuse
case?
me, Your
Why don't you?
Honor.
I'll tell you why. Because the reason why you wouldn't finish the case, do you really think you need to interrupt and put your 2 cents in right now? Are you capable of just turning off? There are times when you should turn off. There are times when you don't need to fight with everybody about everything. You don't hear that it's going your way. All you can do is mess that up. All right. You file the complaint. You get the offer. And the only thing he did was say, I don't want that offer. So if all you get the offer and then you say, I can't work with you. Well, why? Because the guy exercised his right to not take the offer?
No, because he was proceeding in bad faith. He was not
What's proceeding in bad faith? What did he do?
He was not communicating with me on a regular basis.
I'm sorry. I have tons of emails where he's communicating with you.
Yeah, but not regarding the settlement. I kept trying to meet with him.
Okay, hand me all the emails where you were communicating with him regarding the settlement, please.
And I do believe that the decision by the court constitutes a finding of a breach of
I know
contract.
you believe that. Now I want some authority because I don't believe that. You are not my first rodeo. I've been doing this forever. I have never heard anybody argue what you're saying. You're saying to me, if a judge relieves me, if a judge relieves me with, by the way, you weren't even there for that hearing, that all that stuff takes place without you. Lawyers walk in and say, irreconcilable differences, judge. And judges say, sold, and they sign, okay? If you get relieved from a case, that means that there's no other discussion about whether you have to return a fee. That's just not the case. If somebody pays you $100,000 to represent him on a trial, and you walk in and tell a judge, I have irreconcilable differences, which you can have up to 20 minutes, you can have irreconcilable differences. And a judge says, you get to keep $100,000. That's absurd. So if you're telling me that that's the law, you need to pony up some case law. And if you've walked in empty-handed, do not complain. All right? I see email after email in July telling you, I don't want to take that. I knew they wouldn't do that. Offer them $3,900. Why do you keep saying it's a good deal without them? No. You need to return the money the guy paid you.
The lack of
and
communication
no,
is that he
and I'm
failed
not
to
going to
meet
sit down
with
and
me.
figure out what you're worth an hour because he didn't hire a guy by the hour. He hired a guy to do a specific thing, represent me till this thing is done. And you decided when it was done. In fact, there are numerous retainers that you could have written. You could have written, I will represent you for $2,000 for the first 2 months of negotiations. After that, if it goes to motions practice, I will charge you X. If it goes to trial, I will charge you X. If it goes to appeal, I will charge you. You chose not to do that. That's on you, not me. But you don't get, 2.5 times that just cause. That's not how it works.
Well, it's not just cause because...
No, it is just cause. I'm done with both of you. It's $2,000. Back to you. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, here's the lawyer coming out of the courtroom, the defendant on the losing end of this decision. Your reaction?
Well, the judge is a very intelligent, honorable person, and my adversary is a decent guy, but I don't think the judge understands that the cancellation of the contract relieves me of all obligations, and that I am then responsible only in quantum merit for my hourly rate, which is $4.75. So he got a great bargain.
What if she did understand it and you lost anyway?
Well, that didn't happen.
Really?
She didn't understand the law and point.
So it would look like to everybody else that you went in there and argued your case and lost.
Judges used to be lawyers, and they were wrong, too.
Okay. Head right around the corner.
All right, thank you.
All right, so step on in here. You want to keep the argument going or what now?
Well, I remember when I was talking to him a few times, he said something like, you paid for a Hyundai and you're expecting to get a Rolls Royce or something like that. So that kind of arrogance was what we saw today. And that is who he is. I'm glad at least I got the feedback. I think that was justice served, but there is still a case pending.
What is your status with that case with the court?
It's ongoing. The defendants filed a motion to dismiss, and I have to respond to that motion, but I haven't had the funds to pay for a lawyer since he had the money until now.
All right. Harvey.
You know, a lot of times you just immediately go to court when you have a fee dispute. With lawyers, many state bar associations where they're licensed, they have fee dispute centers where you can actually go to the state bar and maybe they can negotiate and settle your dispute short of going to court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Kaylee Cuoco and Sam Claflin star in the MGM Plus original series, Vanished. When the man Alice loves disappears on a train to the south of France, every romantic memory becomes evidence. Every intimate detail, a potential threat. She thought she knew everything about him, but she may not even know his real name. New episode Sunday on MGM Plus. Finding the truth is a dangerous affair.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the plaintiff, Reginald Sims. He says the defendant, the mother of his kids, owes him for a car she bought from him, and no matter what he does, he can't seem to get her to pay up. He sold his car to her. She's given him nothing, and it hurts his heart. It's come to this, a lawsuit and a court appearance today. Since he has no choice, he's suing the defendant for $3,000, $1,300 of it for the cost of the car, and $1,700 for pain and suffering. This is the defendant, Letha Arthur. She says the plaintiff was caught racing the car with stolen license plates. He had no driver's license nor insurance, and he was arrested and thrown in jail. When he got out, he told her she could have the car if she paid the impound fees, which she did. She and the plaintiff had an ironclad deal. He's now changing his story because she's going after him for child support. And if he thinks he's getting a penny out of her today, he's barking up the wrong tree for sure. She's accused of taking off with the guy's wheels.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff owes the defendant for a car, and it's galling because she's the mother of his kids. But the defendant says their deal was she got the car free and clear if she paid the fees to take it out of impound, something he caused to happen. It's the case of Impound Dog.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mr. Sims, you're suing the mother of your children, Ms. Arthur,
yes,
for $3,000, $1,300 of it, the cost of a car that you say she agreed to pay you and didn't, and $1,700 in pain and suffering.
Yes,
Tell me what's going on.
Yes, I purchased a car in the amount of $1,300, and when I bought the car, I know I had license and nothing. I was driving around town with the car, no license. It got towed. But
Was the car registered to you?
No, it was nothing.
What do you mean it was nothing? I mean, what do you mean? Like who?
I had no license and short registration.
I understand, but how do I know it was your car?
Because I purchased the car, I got tickets and stuff in my name.
Well, I'm sure you got moving violations in your name.
Yes.
That's how they got your name. But if the car's not registered to you, you can't have parking tickets in your. I want to know whose car is it? You purchased it from whom?
A Spanish lady, Your Honor.
And then you purchased it how long ago?
In September.
Do you have a bill of sale?
No, I do not.
Kind of slack-jawed.
I know.
All right. So your car gets impounded.
Yes,
and what happens?
My car gets impounded, and she wakes me up and says, listen, I'll get the car out for you.
But can I just say, there were no tags on the car?
No, it was plates, yes.
Who were the plates registered to?
Fake plates, Your Honor.
Fake plates?
I did everything wrong.
Wow.
I admit to that.
It gets just better and better with you.
It gets better, I'm wrong.
But why did it get towed? Because of fake plates, because of illegal parking?
Everything. I man up to that.
You name it, Judge, that's why it got towed. Why did it get towed? It was because it was poorly parked, or what was the actual tow?
No, the car was sitting parked, but the cops came by and they said, who car is this? I owned up to the car, and they towed the car. That was it. But when the car got towed for 2 days, she said, I'll give you the car out. I'll give you the money back. And
what do you mean?
She said, if I come to her with the money that she paid to get it out, I get the car back.
If you come to her with $500, you get the car back.
Yes.
That you're not allowed to have anyway, and that you never registered. All right. And then what happened?
Put in her name.
Is that what she agreed to? Because that's not what your complaint says. Your complaint says that she agreed to pay you $1,300.
Oh. She sell her car, and then she give me back my money.
How much money was she supposed to give you?
$1,300. The money I paid for my car.
Why would she pay you the exact money you paid for your car and paid to have the impound charges? How much were the impound charges?
$481.
So they're almost $500. So you paid $1,300 for the car, but she's supposed to pay $1,800. And the Blue Book value of the car is like barely $1,000 because it's a 1994 Honda Civic.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's older than my children. Okay. It's as old as my marriage, and that's old. According to you, she agrees to pay the $500 to get it out and then pay you $1,300.
No, not pay me $1,300. I could get the balance back. Your Honor, the thing is this. I came to her with the guys with the $1,300 they was going to pay for my car. But then I was going to give her back her money and they was giving me back the balance. And everybody walk away happy. But when I came to her, she said, no, I put the car in my name now. We're not getting back nothing. And she called the cops on me, had me locked up.
What did you get locked up for?
For knocking on her door, Your Honor. Knocking on her door. And then she said, I'm not giving you back nothing.
Come on up. Was there something you wanted to help him out with?
Well, actually, I think what he's trying to say is that he brought the car, it was impounded. She agreed, which I
witnessed.
I witnessed that she agreed to get the car out for him, and in a matter of he'll give her the money back for getting it out for him.
The boys was gonna buy the car.
Well, actually, it was somebody who was willing to purchase the car.
For how much?
$1,300. She was supposed to get her $500, but she put it in for.
What's in it for her then?
Actually, I don't know about all.
Okay, back to you. What's going on? What's going on?
Your Honor, on September 13th, this man, after the car got taken from him and everything.
How long was he driving that car?
I really don't know.
You don't know. All right, so how do you find out that his car's been towed?
Well, actually,
Were you together at that time or no?
No, we wasn't together. Actually, he contacted me from being incarcerated.
For something else? Or for the plates?
When they took the car from him, and he had a warrant out for his arrest, so he
he had a warrant for something else?
Yes.
What was the warrant for something else for?
Stealing out of Kmart's.
Okay.
Socks.
Socks out of
That's what he told me.
All right. So according to you, he calls you from jail and says what? How many kids you got with him?
2.
What age?
2 and 3.
Okay, go on.
Well, the car got taken. He was having a conversation with me, telling me he's locked up for stealing out of Kmart some socks for the kids and all this stuff. And the car was taken or whatever. Finally, he came home, but he got to my home September 13th and spent the night. And we spent the night with each other. On September 14th, that morning, I asked him, what is you gonna do with the car? He was like, I don't know. I said, well, what is you going to do with the bill cell? He said he was going to throw it in the garbage because there's no use for it. I said, don't do that. I said, let me have it.
What bill of sale?
The title. I'm sorry, excuse me. The title. So he was like, I said, and after he agreed to give me the title, because we had to go to his home to get the title, I said, well, if I get it, before we leave out my home, I said, if I get it, I said, it's my car. I said, you're not going to bother me about this car. You're going to leave me alone about this car. He said, all right, you can have it.
According to you, you're not supposed to pay him anything else?
No, it was no agreement or nothing that I was supposed to pay him anything.
Okay.
This man started harassing me maybe 2 days later after that and told me, no, he kept calling my home. So I'm trying to figure out, like, is he somewhere nearby? Because of the conversation, because he's getting very loud and frustrated and stuff like that, so I can barely understand certain things that's coming out of his mouth. So I told me to look out the window. So when I looked out my window, I see 2 Spanish guys and his friend over here, Mr. Simmons. So then next thing you know, I'm like, wait a minute. He knocking at the door now. And I'm like, why is you knocking on my door? Like, what's going on? I said, you know what? I'm just going to stay here and wait for these cops because I need this to be settled right now because you're not going to be harassing me or messing with me after we done had this conversation of you telling me if I do all of this and that I can have this car. Now, the cops done came. He done left. So this is where the arrest things started going about. It was never no arrest. It was never no arrest. They just told me to go get a restraining order on him. And took the kids, did the restraining order and everything. Then I say around September 22nd, sometime he done went downtown and filed a complaint on something I scratched on his left arm. If I have a restraining order against you, how did I get in your eyesight or around you to even scratch you on your left arm? So I warrant was out for my arrest, so I had called the people. They told me to turn myself in. I had to turn myself in, paid $500. Then they went, that's when they went looking for him.
And arrested him because he knocked on your door?
No, well, arrested because he was harassing me regarding this car situation.
So are there criminal charges pending?
No, everything dismissed, Your Honor.
We've been going through issues before this.
Dismissed.
And the issues you were going through before this were criminal or child support?
Criminal.
What were the criminal issues for?
He was slicing my tires up on my other car and stuff like that, and then calling me and say...
So why did you spend the night with him that day?
Your Honor, he wanted to see the kids.
He can see the kids. That doesn't mean he gets you.
I always give, exactly, me too, but I always give this man the benefit of the doubt in his children's life. And he always sucking me into letting him into my home. And when he comes into my home, we always have a nice time to a certain period of time. After the certain period of time, then that's when everything exploded. And everything exploded once I got that car out. And he told me, he said, call me once you get the car out. When I got the car out and I told him that I got the car, he was so happy. Oh, you got my car out? I was like, your car. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. He was like, no, okay.
Are you dating someone else now?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
He's not very happy about that, is he?
No, he's not. It's like a down relationship. Like this man, he actually left, to be honest with you.
The other guy.
So how much is a 1994 Honda worth? 1994, 20-year-old car.
Honestly, this is a really tough question.
Is it?
It really is. So I need to find God, and I need...
Okay, find God and get back to me. What do you think?
I think around $1,000 is a little less.
Do you know what? You actually hit it right on the nose. That's exactly what the Blue Book says. And do you know what?
That's so great.
Guess what you win?
What do I win?
You win absolutely nothing.
Oh.
Congratulations. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Does he see the kids?
Yes, he sees the kids.
Does he pay child support?
No, he don't.
Are you in court for child support?
Well, we have a hearing on the 10th.
Does he know that you're suing him for child support?
The child support is already in process. That's already going on. So he was already aware of that before this car situation even took place too.
Are you paying child support?
No, Your Honor.
If you're not paying child support, what kind of hubris do you have? What kind of nerve to come in here and sue her to pay money that you're not paying when she's using that car to drive around those kids that belong to you?
Can I speak to you?
It's really kind of crazy.
I know. I don't pay child support, Your Honor, because when this woman asks me anything, I give it to her. Your Honor.
Even if you have to take it from Kmart?
I don't take it from Kmart,
Do you
Your Honor.
work?
No, I do not.
When was the last time you worked?
A long time, Your Honor.
Oh, why don't you get a job?
I'm looking for one, Your Honor.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
What's he do all day? What's he do?
Harass me.
No, really. Seriously. What's he do? Really? No, really. What's the guy do? The time you've known him, what is his profession? What's he do?
Well, he used to try to, like, I don't know, being in my life, I like a good man in my life. So he was trying to go through the, the temp agencies and stuff like that.
Okay. She should pay you $1,300 for the car, eat the $500 that she paid to get your car out, and pain and suffering $1,700. Tell me about that one.
Your Honor, you know what? I'll give this lady, everything checks for my kids. I give it to her. She know I give it to her. You know what I mean? But the deal was about my car.
I don't want to hear about the deal about your car. I don't think you can prove it. It's not even your car. It's not registered to your name. How do you think you're going to get rewarded for this kind of stuff? You didn't think it would be a problem that it's not even your car. It was never registered to your name because you weren't supposed to own a car, and so you had fake plates on it. How are you ever, how am I ever going to tell her turn over that car? I got to believe you, and you're the kind of guy who does all kinds of fugazi things so that you could get ahead. You're not supposed to drive, you drive. You're not supposed to have those plates, you cheat. Okay. You put fake plates on it. You're not above lying in order to get something that benefits you. So why should I believe your word on this situation when it doesn't even make any sense? Why would anybody agree to pay you $1,300 for a car that's not worth $1,000 under the Blue Book value, and that she had to shell out $500 to get? when she's using it to drive around your kids. Verdict for the defendant.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get some thoughts on the plaintiff here coming out in the hallway after that. What are they?
Everything is good. She keep the car. I love my kids. That's it.
All right. The car's hers then. All right. All right. So step on in here. What was that like to go through for you there in the courtroom like that?
Great.
You enjoyed that?
Well, I'm happy it's over with. Now I can rest. Hopefully I can rest. And hopefully this man will stop harassing me.
Well, what gives you hope that that'll ever stop?
I have no idea. It's just hope.
Yeah, hoping is one thing, but that's not going to get it done.
I'm going to pray then.
Okay, that'll help too. But he is the father of the kids, so you got a lifetime together with him for those kids, right?
Yes.
Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, the fact is the plaintiff's case made no sense. She would never pay way over the Blue Book value for a beat-up car. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
They always tell you there's a catch, a compromise, an asterisk. Terms apply. See store for details. May be less than advertised. May vary by mood. Probably. Sprite Zero Sugar? It's different. It's the lemon lime flavored refreshment you want with zero sugar. So, no fast voice? No caveats. Just refreshment. This is Sprite Zero Sugar. Obey your thirst.
This is the plaintiff, Ronald Matta. He says he was hired to paint the interior of the defendant's house, and she was happy with his job. She then asked him to do some additional painting for her, which he did, but she hasn't paid him for that work. All he's asking for is an honest day's pay for an honest day's work, and that's why he's suing the defendant here and now for the $625 he's owed. This is the defendant, Tracy Young. She says she hired a contractor who subcontracted with a plaintiff who painted her home. All the dealings she had were with her contractor, and she has no idea what his arrangement was with the plaintiff. In fact, she was quite shocked to get this lawsuit served to her by the courthouse because she does not personally owe the plaintiff a thing. She's accused of flaking out on a painter.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff painted the defendant's house and got stiffed. But the defendant says she didn't even hire the guy. The guy she hired the plaintiff, so she owes nothing. It's the case of I'm suing you, homie.
Thank you, Douglas. Ronald Matta?
Yes.
You are suing Tracy Young for $625 in painting services that you provided to her that you say that she didn't repay. Tell me what's going on.
Well, I was contacted by the contractor that was doing the work in her home.
Okay.
And he needed a painter right away, and since I was retired, he figured he could get me to do the job. So I went up and looked at the job, and I gave him a price, and we agreed on it.
And what was the job at that time?
Was to paint the walls and ceilings inside her home and most of the house. So as I was doing the job, the contractor told me that she wanted a little extra work done, some woodwork.
I have a question. That job was worth how much?
$2,500.
Okay.
With the contractor.
And did the contractor was paying you that?
Yes.
Okay. And did the contractor separately price for you the paint job or no?
He put it as part of the contract.
So you don't know what was. Okay. Gotcha.
So, as I was doing the job, he said that she wanted some extra work done and she would pay for it.
He told you that?
Yes.
Okay.
And she also asked me to do extra work.
Okay.
She asked me to paint the woodwork in her office, do some staining some rails and.
Okay. Who decided the price on what that would be?
Well, the contractor gave her a price. I don't know why he gave her a price, but I said, I'll honor that price. And she said she didn't think it was enough. I said, it's not, but I'll honor that. And she gave me an extra.
When did you have a discussion about honoring a price or not honoring a price?
After the job was done.
How long after the job was done?
Probably just a few days.
Did you expect to be paid by the contractor?
No.
So,
no, because he said the extra work I was done was outside the contract that he had with her.
Okay. When you first sought payment, who did you seek it from and when?
From Miss Young after the job was done.
All right. And what did she say to you?
She said she agreed to pay it, but then she said on the advice of her decorator that they felt that the contractor should pay me.
Who's a decorator? Party pooper. All right. We'll talk to her in a second. All right. Now, When you said to her, okay, I need my payment, what did she say?
She said that she didn't think the job was enough. I said, okay. She gave me
You mean the
$100
price? Well, if you don't
extra.
think it's enough, pay me more, but pay me.
Yeah, she did. She gave me an extra $100.
But she didn't pay you.
No, but she said she'd send me a check.
She said she'd send, hold on a second, we'll get your version in a moment. She said she'd send you a check and she gave you $100. Was it Christmas?
It was close to it, yes.
It was close to it. All right, so she gave you $100.
Yes. And then she gave me a call and said that...
How much later?
Probably a couple of weeks, I'd say. I'm not really sure.
She gave you a call and said?
Yeah, and said that I sent her a bill. She gave me a call and said that she consulted with her decorator and they felt that the contractor should pay me.
Why won't you pay him?
I never said I was going to send him a check. I felt that he told me that he wasn't paid by the contractor the week before, so I felt bad, and that's where me saying, well, why don't I just pay you myself? But then she advised that I don't do that because the contractor is with my contractor.
Okay.
So I didn't.
Well, that depends. The guy did the work, right?
Well, it's not complete.
It isn't complete.
No.
Okay, so the way this works is the defendant is the homeowner. The defendant hires a contractor to do work. The contractor hires this painter. The painter never gets paid by the contractor. Can the painter go after the guy who owns the home?
No, I feel like the subcontractor should go after the person who was contracted to do the original.
But suppose that you can't find the guy. Suppose the guy ends up being a crook, and you go after the homeowner.
Yes, because they signed a contract, maybe?
Well, they didn't really sign. See, the subcontractor didn't sign it with the homeowner. That was the deal with the contractor. Final word, can the subcontractor sue the homeowner?
Cannot sue the homeowner.
Why?
Because he's not liable for the work that was owed to the contractor.
Okay, fair point. Going inside the courtroom.
How is it not complete?
There's some molding in the dining room that was never put up, and then once it was put up, it wasn't finished being painted. So like part of the molding is painted, and the other part isn't.
How does somebody leave the house that day without finishing painting it? What did they say to you?
I just never saw him again after I ended things with the contractor.
Oh, what happened with the contractor?
He was doing terrible work, and he kept saying that he would fix it, and that he wanted me to be happy, and then he fixed things and they were worse or just not any better. So I didn't want him to start on the next phase of the job, so I told him.
What were you having done to the home?
I had an entryway opened up, so there were some walls removed, and then painting, and then I had a master bath that needs to be done. That's still undone.
My father's my father's 91. My father was a contractor, my brother's a contractor, and there's a saying in construction, cheap, fast, and good, pick two.
Mm-hmm.
So you part ways with that contractor. Was there ever a change order provided by the contractor for this work?
No, he talked about sending me a change order on paper.
Do you have any emails where he emails you that he's sending you a change order?
Yes.
May I see an email where he emails you that he's sending you a change order? Okay, here is an email from the contractor to her talking about the bookshelves and railing being a certain amount of money. See, this is why this is important. Let me explain something for you both know what time of day it is because she has educated you and you're in the business. But you can't sue her unless your contract is with her. That's why you're very busy telling me the contract's with her because otherwise you don't get paid by her. I presume that you have gone to the contractor and he's just like, no way, right?
Oh, I
There's a mechanism for this, okay? It's just you haven't employed the mechanism. I presume you have not filed a notice of a lien. You have not gone through the lien statute. All right. You can't just pay him because the contractor might turn around, which is why your decorator party pooper told you, just kidding, that's good advice, told you, whoa, there's an issue here. Your contract is with the other guy. So if you end up in litigation with him for whatever money he feels you owe him or whatever else, you're going to pay twice, and you don't want that to happen. But every state has lien law to protect you, construction lien law. But it's very specific. This is why it's probably happened to you that while you're when he subs it out, when your general contractor subs out painting to him and plumbing to the other guy, you should be getting a notice of potential lien from the subcontractors if they're covering their heinies. That's what they're doing. They have to file the notice of potential lien, and then they have to pursue it if they don't get paid. And they have to go through the lien statute and dot every I and cross every T through the lien statute. You didn't do any of that. You just sued her. And factually speaking, I mean, there's still a way for you to get paid, even if the contract was with him and he won't pay you. But you don't have to just sue him if you think that you can't get water out of a rock and the guy doesn't have money. You can sue him. Or you can sue him, and you can also go through the lien statute against her. But you can't just go to court and sue her, because then she can get sued twice. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about when I say the lien statute,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You have to first send her notice, you have to follow every single thing that lien statute says, and then you have to close on the lien. And those are a bunch of hurdles. You can't just take the shortcut and file a small claims case against her. So based on that, and I have to tell you that hearing the facts, it kind of sounds like I feel bad for you, but it kind of sounds like the deal really was with the contractor. You could still get her to pay, but you have to go through the lien law, and you didn't. So I'm going to dismiss this case without prejudice for you to be able to file, sending the correct notice through lien law and everything else, and then closing on the lien as opposed to doing it the way you did it, okay? And then that protects you, and, and then, I'm sure you feel that this work was worth something. Right?
It was worth something.
In fact, you think he does good enough work where you wanted him to do more work. That's why we're here.
Right.
But you don't want to pay twice.
He was being paid along the way.
Right. So maybe what can happen is that he files the lien, and then before it having to get to court, you can go ahead and pay off the lien, assuming he finishes what it is he needs to finish, the little bit that you say that sounds like an hour's worth of work. I don't know. That's not up to me. What is up to me is I cannot give you the relief you're asking for in the way that you have gone about this. All right. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, the plaintiff's going to have some work to do as the judge dismisses without prejudice. So what will your next step be?
Well, I just wanted to get paid for what I did, so I'm going to have to probably do what you suggest and put a lien on if I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that, but hopefully we can work something out.
All right. And so you still want to go after, would you rather go after her, or would you rather go after the contract?
I don't know. I'll try the contractor first.
You know where he is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, good luck.
All right.
Good luck, all right?
Thank you.
All right. He deserves to be paid for his work, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You just don't want to do the paying.
No, because I paid the contractor a lot of money for work that was really not well done, including some of Ron's work.
All right. Let's get some details here. Harvey.
This happens to a lot of people, that contractors, first of all, when you hire a contractor, make sure the contractor is licensed and bonded. But secondly, the problem is if you hire a shady contractor and then money doesn't get paid to various people, they can put liens on your house that are really difficult to take off.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.